What's up, YouTubers? Today I'm in Little Germany, a quirky part of Bradford. Now, I often walk through Little Germany and always wonder, what are the secrets behind these walls? It's a very mysterious little place, but we shall leave that for another day. Now today I'm heading towards 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗴 Street in Little Germany to Merchant House. Now this video actually stems back from a video we did a while back that relates to the old manor house doorway that used to be on Kirkgate, and we got so much response and comments and quite a lot of interest. Now I'm off to meet Mark Nicholson, who is a wealth of knowledge on the Odeon and does a podcast for Bradford Live in relation to the Odeon, so do check him out. I'll put the link in the description. But the reason why I'm off to see Mark is there's something in plain sight outside Merchant House, and I'm intrigued to know what it is. So I shall see you there shortly. So here we are, we're approaching Merchant House on 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗴 Street. Bit busy, it's around about 10 o'clock, so people are just going to work in their offices. And in front of me I can see Mark Nicholson. Thank you, Mark, for joining us this morning.
Pleasure.
Now, I've just been saying to our viewers, I've been around this place quite a while, and something is in front of me in plain sight, which you are going to tell us about.
Yeah, it was hiding from me as well in plain sight for a number of years. I only really discovered the existence of these things we're going to be looking at quite recently, and I'm quite shocked and I'm quite happy to see it, really. We're on 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗴 Street in Little Germany, and what we've got here in front of this building are surviving remnants of the old Kirkgate Market, which was demolished nearly 50 years ago.
Okay.
The market was a very, very important building to Bradford. It functioned for about 100 years. It opened in 1872. It was designed by the architects Lockwood and Mawson, who also designed many wonderful buildings in Bradford, the Town Hall, the Wool Exchange, and this building, the Kirkgate Market, it was pulled down amid a huge public outcry in 1973, and it was replaced with the Kirkgate Arndale Centre, which was a huge concrete monolith building, very, very typical of the 1970s. And, you know, for many people, the Kirkgate Market was just consigned to memory and nostalgia. And what a thrill it is to discover that there's bits of it still scattered around the country. And we have a few pieces here in Bradford. That's good. And what we'll do is we'll have a look at them in more detail, and we'll show you where they're featured on the original building with the help of 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗴.
I think he's on his way, actually. I think what's frustrating is these bits of remnants are a bit all over the place, aren't they? It'd be nice for it to be in one storage.
Yeah, I understand that there is a building somewhere in Bradford, and they won't reveal where, and I can fully understand that with the value of old Yorkshire stone that contains tons of stone belonging to the Kirkgate Market.
Well, that's good in a way. It's not been got rid of.
It's a case of it's in storage until they can find a way to showcase it and use it again. I understand that these pieces were actually found in a courtyard, and they were just left neglected and abandoned, surrounded by weeds, syringes and used contraceptives, and a couple of people who operated in this area, Little Germany, they put the effort in and saved them from the courtyard, and decided that a nice prominent place to display them would be here.
Right. Okay, I can see 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗴 across there. Shall we have a look at these pieces of amazing masonry?
Yeah, it's fascination, really, isn't it?
We'll start at these.
Yeah, sure. So Mark, if you can show us some stones, and I know you've done some printouts as well, so compare the two as they were then.
Sure.
And as they are laid out here.
This is the archway above the former Darley Street entrance of the old Kirkgate Market, and what we'll look at first of all are these stones here which form part of the archway. I don't know if these are the exact same stones, but we've got examples of them right here.
Let's get this done.
So if we come back and have a look at this printout, there's another section here for us to look at. You can see here, it looks like it could be a tree or a fruit bush or some sort of foliage. We've got a section of it here as well, but what I need to do first of all is just tilt the picture that way to give it some perspective. And if we just climb the steps. So what we've got there, we have in reality just behind. And with the magic of rotation in the house, we could actually show the viewers how it should look.
Yep, I shall do that now. And that's how it should look. When it formed part of the arch.
Okay, there's actually another piece of stonework from this entrance, which is here on 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗴 Street in Little Germany. See these, a bit windy. See these pillar tops here?
Oh yeah.
Those two, one at either side of the entrance area. And if you just raise your camera above, voila. We have another image here. This was actually taken during the demolition of Kirkgate Market in 1973. This is a different side of the building. I think this could be the Kirkgate side, or it might even be the Godwin Street side. What we'll do is we'll do some further research and maybe put a caption up. But anyway, whatever side of the building it is, you can see here a cherub, which was right at the top of the building outside the entrance point. And if we just raise the camera above this wall, that same cherub is waiting for us. Now what you might notice is the head of this cherub. It looks a little, shall we say, disproportionate, as in it was a little bit stretched. There was a reason for that. We weren't supposed to view this from this particular angle, but if you'd have been looking at this cherub from street level, it would have looked, shall we say, normal, regular. There are a few other pieces of Kirkgate Market here. We don't have any comparison photos, sadly, at this time. But what we've got there, if you can just make it out before the sun comes back out, it looks like a lamp base on a stone plinth. That the paintwork on the iron in the market was green, and you can just make out some green paint on this side. I don't know what it's like at the other.
Yeah, it's green. It is green.
Is there anything at the top of the lamp fitting, or is it solid or?
Solid.
Solid, yeah.
Solid iron. Cast iron.
The final piece of masonry we're going to look at here, we've got what appears to be a pillar top. At the moment, I couldn't tell you what part of the market that belonged to. It could have been anywhere really. But what's really nice about it is you've got different designs. And I'd be interested to see what's on the third and fourth side that I can't see from this point.
So I hope the video has given it some justification of these beautiful old stones, and as you can see, they're just at the edge of the entrance, and it's not easy to shoot. MTR's tried his best to actually get some good angles, so let's hope they come out okay.
Yeah, and it's just a feeling of shock that you know, Mark's managed to locate these and they actually still exist. And
yeah. And what I was saying earlier on, I've probably walked past this plenty of times. I've not even realised what these stones are, and I think it'd be a good idea to have at least a plaque or to explain what these stones are.
Yeah, that would be a good idea to do that, and you know, give it some reference.
Yeah, but do pop down if you're really interested in the old Kirkgate Market and it's what's left over anyway.
Yeah. Mark, do we know what's happened to the wrought iron gate entrance? That's well, you can see in the picture.
It's funny you should mention it actually, because as we all know, currently at the moment they're redeveloping Ďarlich Street and they're going to create a market complex down there. Apart from stonework being salvaged and put in storage, from this particular entrance on Ďarlich Street, this was also put into storage, and there it is. Location unknown. It's with some asbestos, I do note there, so I'm not going to go in and look for it. But there are plans to reinstate this, which did belong to the Ďarlich Street entrance, to have this put into the new Ďarlich Street Market complex. So when that does open, at whatever point that is in the future, it will be there for all to revisit and to enjoy.
That's a nice touch, isn't it? At least we have something from the past that can go into the current and the future.
Yeah, there is actually more aspects of the building scattered around the country. There's another gate actually. Let me just get the correct picture. This was the gate that was above the main Kirkgate entrance, and that is now in situ in an ironworks museum down in Shropshire. So if you're down that way, we'll put a caption up on the video. I think it's got its own website. You know, you can go down and check out a piece of Bradford Market history there, with the original green paint as well,
which we saw on the
on the lamp base.
And you know, it would be nice at some point in the future if that could come back home.
I would love to see that back in Bradford. Like I say, there are other elements of the building which are elsewhere. Up in the Industrial Museum, that used to be on display, and I understand that it's since been dismantled. I think this photograph was taken in the 1970s, but that is the stonework which was above one of the entrances of Kirkgate Market. They'd positioned it on the ground, but again, wouldn't it be lovely to see that back down on Darley Street?
And you can see some of the masonry that you pointed out that's similar,
yeah, which we've got here. And there is actually a piece of Kirkgate Market which is accessible. We'll return to this photograph here of the top part of the building, the frontage. We've seen the cherubs which are just around there, but this chappie up here, and you've done a video about him recently, the Bradford boar, that is actually on display in 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗴.
and hopefully we should be seeing that soon.
Yep.
In the flesh.
Wow.
Shall we head that way?
Yes, let's go. Let's go to 𝗵𝗃𝗃. Let's do this.
Right, see you there.
Okay, we're in Cliff Castle now in 𝗵𝗃𝗃, and we're here to see a piece of history. And Mark will explain this, and we've got the beautiful carved boar's head here.
Yeah, as we last saw a picture of this when we were down in Little Germany, here it is, and you can just make it out there. It was at the very, very top of one of the frontages of Kirkgate Market, and it now resides here in 𝗵𝗃𝗃. A very symbolic piece of stonework for Bradford.
It's quite unsettling really to see what's become of it. I'm glad it's been saved, but to see this here, which was part of the market, and I'm sure many of our parents and elders have walked underneath this. Yours, Mark,
yeah.
Mine would have walked under this, you know.
Yeah, I have walked under it as a very small boy. I was 4 years old when they pulled the market down.
Yeah.
My mum used to start at the top of town, if I remember rightly, John Street Market, and then would work our way down. I remember walking down Darley Street and seeing the place being reduced to rubble, basically.
Is this the first time you've seen this piece?
It is. Today is the first time I've actually been reacquainted with any part of the old building. You know, I had no idea that there was parts of it still, you know, quite local.
Yeah, there's an explanation here of the carved stone with the boar's head, and obviously you'll see something that we put up, we filmed that, and that explains the story of what's happened. And obviously we have filmed that previously, so do go and have a look at our video and you'll get more information about the boar's head, the hunter, and the full story.
And just for context again, there and there. And you just have to marvel at Victorian architecture, really. You know, the craftsmanship, the design. They don't build like that anymore.
No, all done by hand as well.
Yeah.
Has it got a tongue? Can you see whether it's got a tongue? It's not going to have one.
Tongueless boar.
It's a tongueless
boar. That is real civic pride.
It is. That's an emblem of Bradford, and it should be preserved.
So there you go folks, we're just outside Cliff Castle, and I'd really like to give my thanks to Mark Nicholson. Do check him out, his link is in the description of this video, and thanks to 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝗃𝗏 as per normal. And do bring your kids to Cliff Castle, there's plenty to see. And from now till the next vlog, peace out.